Hello friends, it's Kiwi. We are back, and today we will be discussing zombies. Specifically, modern Call of Duty zombies. And why I really dislike it. I really wish that I could like it, and that I could have fun with it. But unfortunately, I just don't. I do not have fun with this mode. I think it's very lackluster. It's very lifeless, and it's a sorry excuse compared to what we used to have. And right off the bat, I guess this is a Call of Duty issue and not a zombies issue, but I just hate the UI. I just hate having to log into a Call of Duty app for these modern games and look at an HBO style screen for Call of Duty. I miss when each Call of Duty was themed and had a personalized UI, guns, look. You know, every single game was distinct, and now I just have to log in to this slop before I get to play my game. And that's really unfortunate. So let's get into this. Let's go into zombies. And on the topic of UI, this is just atrocious. You know, I started playing zombies in Black Ops 1, and to those who have never played Black Ops 1 or seen gameplay of Black Ops 1, if you loaded into zombies, you would be met with the terminal chair that you sat in while you were being like interrogated in Black Ops 1, but it was zombified. And it really felt personalized to that mode. And then you jump over to Black Ops 2, and the UI centers around the Earth being destroyed. And you're traveling around the globe, rotating it between each map. And in Black Ops 3, you have the Frozen Forest. And there were so many theories that came out about that Frozen Forest, how it tied into the main story. And everything just felt right off the bat, just from loading into the game, you already felt immersed into what they were trying to tell. But now we have this, where they're just walking aimlessly. Like I don't get why we've just adapted to that. I guess it's because it's easier. They don't have any other ideas. They want all these games to look the same. It's just frustrating. And then, you know, you press R1 to go to the next tab, and right away they show you this. The high art. Like, what is this, a mini battle pass or something? This is the focus nowadays. You know, like why do I want to play as Seth Rogen in this? Where's the theme for this game? Where has it gone? Like, all of these games just are releasing these wild skins that really removes the uniqueness to each Call of Duty. And it pisses me off, you know? It's just not a fun time. It's just really disappointing to see. But on the topic of zombies, for this video, I just want to talk about that I really wish I could like it, but I don't. And I want to talk about why I don't like it. And we'll be comparing it to older Call of Duty Zombies games, specifically Black Ops 1, 2, 3, even 4. But I never really liked the iteration of zombies starting with Cold War until now. My passion started to slowly fade away with Black Ops 4, but man, just playing Cold War and this game just really cemented it. Like, we're never going back to what we had. This is just the way zombies is gonna be, and that's a weapon grind mode. It's just grinding camos. That is the main selling point of zombies now, is just to grind camos. And that brings me to the first really big thing that I really dislike with zombies now, and that's loadouts. I think the reason why they'll probably never get rid of loadouts is because they want people to grind camos across all the modes. And this allows people to just pick the weapon they're grinding right away and, you know, use it. So if you want to level up the AS Val, instead of waiting to hit the mystery box and find it, well, now you can just load into the game with this and use it. And I think that's their main selling point. because now they're focused on bringing in all the Warzone players, the multiplayers, bring all those people in this and really focus on a more casual experience where you can load into these maps and just grind out your camos if you don't want to play multiplayer or Warzone. And it sucks to see a mode like Zombies that was so distinct that for the longest time people just wanted it as its own complete separate game because it was so different to everything. We had our own guns, our own theme, our own wonder weapons, our own characters, and you don't have that anymore. Now we have the exact same weapons across all modes. We have the exact same operators across all modes, the exact same UI, the exact same loadouts. And that part really frustrates me because I miss the old aspect of Zombies where you loaded into a game with a pistol and you leveled up. You defended an area. You tried to shoot zombies that were trying to enter in, barricade and all that. We don't even have barricades anymore, unfortunately. And you either buy wall weapons or you would open the next door, try to find the mystery box. But now those are pretty useless. Wall weapons are pretty useless, and the mystery box is really useless. There's no reason to buy a wall weapon when you're gonna load into, with all these weapons. There's really no reason to. There's no more progression. You're starting off with everything at your disposal right away. Starting off with a weapon, with a field upgrade, with lethals, tacticals, and a gobblegum pack. With 3 of them already in your inventory. It's no longer where you start with a pistol, you make your way up, you use the gobblegum machine. You just don't do that anymore. And that's an aspect of Zombies that I really fell in love with. I loved that RNG style where you start off with nothing and then every game could be different. Where people are rushing to get the mystery box to maybe get the wonder weapon right away. And you are limited to 4 perks. And the only way to get more than 4 perks is either through side Easter eggs, gobblegums, the main quest. Now you can just get all the perks right away. There's no more limit. You can start off with the same guns. So there's no real difficulty anymore. Zombies is strictly just a camo grind. With the occasional story sprinkled into it. Via audio files or whatever. And that's annoying. And I know right away people are going to say, well, you can just start off with a pistol. Right? Why are you complaining? You can just start off with a pistol. That's 100% true. I can. There's 2 reasons why I think that is not a good point. The first reason for me is I think it's more fun when the game itself is challenging you, where it puts you in a situation that you cannot escape and then you have to find your way to get out of that situation. And that's with the pistol. They gave you a pistol on every single map. And depending on the map, sometimes it would be a different pistol. Depending on the theme. And they wanted you to make your way up. So for me to now use a pistol on my own terms doesn't feel as fun as me being forced to do that. And the fun thing about Zombies to me that was really different compared to other modes and other games was how it really limited you with what you could do. It gave you options and it told you you can use this option, this next option, this next option. Other games really allowed you to just start off right away with these weapons and whatnot. Zombies was really different. Zombies really focused on that RNG factor. On that, hey, you're gonna start with nothing and you're gonna work your way up. It was really ahead of its time. And to see it now play like other games and other modes is really sad because we know what it was and what it could be. And the second reason why I think running this pistol is not even a good idea is because the game is not meant to be played like that anymore. A lot of these weapons, including the pistols, are useless in modern zombies, and that's because of the point system. The point system no longer grants you points for simply shooting a zombie. Previously, you would shoot them in the leg multiple times, get 10 points each, knife them, get bonus points. You would either use maybe an SMG to really rack up some points. Now you can't do that. You only get points on the kill. And for me, I don't like that playstyle because, one, I think like from a psychological standpoint, it's nice seeing that number go up when you're doing something. And that's like just shooting them normally. Not seeing that number go up is really demotivating to play because it's like, man, I can't even feel the value from some of these weapons. They're no longer distinct of each other. They all just serve the same purpose now, and that's to strictly just kill to get that point. You know, if you were on a high round back then and you're running out of ammo and you're like, alright, let me just hit the mystery box. Oh, I got an SMG. Let me just spam in this horde of zombies and rack up these points. You can't do that now. The weapons are just too weak on high rounds. You don't have enough points. You know, you have to kill them. You can't just farm the points. And that's a frustrating way to play for me. I don't really enjoy that. And I really wish they would go back to how it was. I don't see an argument for keeping the current point system over the old system, to be honest. I don't get why. I think it was a nice strategy that we used to have, and it was just taken away. And everything just feels more expensive now. I think that's because of how this point system operates. That everything just feels a lot more expensive. And I'm pretty sure when you buy like perks and whatnot, the next perk gets more expensive. So there's that. And then hitting the mystery box just doesn't even feel the same anymore. You have these weapon rarities. Like 4 rarities for each weapon, and it just like dilutes the pool. And it's every single weapon too. Like maybe let's use Black Ops 1 for example. I'm pretty sure in Black Ops 1 or even Black Ops 2, you didn't have every single multiplayer weapon be able to be used in zombies. They picked and chose which one they wanted, and then sometimes on specific maps they would bring in weapons, whether it's from multiplayer or campaign. Origins was a good example of that. Origins brought in the KSG and the STG, and you couldn't really use that on other maps, with the addition of the MP40 as well. Black Ops 2 Zombies had the RPD, and that wasn't in multiplayer, that was in campaign. So it was a different experience with these modes in relation to the weapons. But now I have every single weapon at my disposal. And I get, again, why they do that now. And that's because they want to make all the modes the same so you can camo grind. But I think doing so, you remove the identity of each mode. Homogenize them, you just put them in a pot and melt them all together. And there's no real difference between each one. And I miss when every single mode was different. And you had a vastly different experience with different mechanics, different weapons, a different vibe and look to it. And I think with the introduction of Warzone, that really ruined things because they're trying to appeal to Warzone players and now even people who play multiplayer. You have the same level across each modes. You have the same camo grind. Like in Black Ops 3, you had a different prestige system for zombies and a different prestige system for multiplayer, and you had a different camo grind for both. Black Ops 3, I think, did it right, where you didn't have loadouts, but you had weapon kits, and weapon kits allowed you to add attachments to weapons, but not use the weapons right away. You would have to either buy a wall buy or use the mystery box, and you would get a weapon with your attachments, and it really allowed you to personalize these weapons. Black Ops 4 started to experiment with that type of stuff where they allowed you to bring in weapons, loadouts, but I believe it was just strictly certain weapons for a starting pistol. For the starting weapon, it was specific pistols, maybe a shotgun, maybe an SMG, something like that, but it wasn't everything. Even then, I did not enjoy that. I like the pistol only because Depending on the maps, you would get a different type of pistol, and it really made certain maps stand out as opposed to others. Like, do you remember in Origins when you got like the Boom Hilda? That was super fun to use. Or in Shadows of Evil. I don't even remember what that pistol was, but you had that pistol that was completely different to the, I believe it was called the M6 or something like that, the starting pistol that we had in Black Ops 3. So they had something different, and then they also gave you an RE45 if you did all the Easter eggs, and that was really like cool at the time. Like, oh my god, we're starting with a different weapon. But notice how it was limited. You had to do all these Easter eggs, and you would get that singular weapon to use. But now it no longer feels special because you can use everything. Zombies was perfect when it gave you options, but they were extremely limited options. You could pick what goblins you want to bring in, but you can't start off with them. You can customize your weapons, but you can't start off with them. And that was really, really nice. And that brings me to my next point, which is the operators. Operators, in my opinion, should not be in zombies. Now I understand these 4 operators right here. It says dedicated crew operator. Play as this operator in zombies for an enhanced story experience and unique content. I don't think that's enough. I don't think operators really belong in zombies. It just shouldn't be allowed. You should have the 4 dedicated crew, and then maybe give us customization options for each of these crews, similar to what they kind of did in Black Ops 4. But I don't see a need to have all of these operators in here. It just doesn't seem right to what we're building towards. We had a story that almost felt like sacred, where you weren't going to see certain characters from multiplayer, certain characters from campaign. You weren't going to see these guys because these were completely separate. But now all the stories are pretty combined, from campaign to zombies to Warzone. You know, they've combined all these events, and it's one singular story kind of now, and I don't appreciate that. I feel it's lazy that way. It really makes it easy for them. And I wish they would change things up like that and go back to having that dedicated crew and no longer be able to just, like, you know, oh hey, let me play as the masked soldier from Squid Games. Or you know what, let me play as the replacer. Like, I don't get the need for all of this in zombies. Feel free to disagree with me, by the way. I just don't see the need for all of this. But let's just play a game. I've been talking for 20 minutes. Let's just play a game, and we'll talk more in this. I'm gonna just, I think, play Liberty Falls, just because it's just probably the easiest map to do right now, and it would allow me to just focus. But we're gonna start just like this. We're not gonna do anything different. I didn't mention the augments. I actually do like that system. I think it's cool to be able to upgrade your perks and give them unique effects. I think that's perfectly fine. That level of customization is nice. I think they definitely could maybe tweak some things with it, but it is a good new addition. And one thing that I really don't like with Modern Zombies is what we're looking at now. You don't have the artwork anymore for these maps. They're just showing you the game right away. And you know what? Before I do this, let me lower the volume for these guys when they speak. So while we sit at this pause menu, there is something to note that I also dislike with this. And that is, why is there a pause timer? Why is there a 15-minute timer total for this game? We've never had that in any other Treyarch game, so why are we doing it now? How does that make any sense to have a pause timer for a solo game in zombies? That just does not make any sense whatsoever. Like, that just does not make any sense. I don't get it. And another thing that I want to point out is the fact of how quickly we just loaded into this. It's no longer where you slowly load into the map, that music sets in, the round counter goes down to whichever corner it wants, and you're waiting at each barricade for these zombies. That's no longer the case. You're just thrown into there as if it's like a Spec Ops mission. It just feels like it's one of those like bootlegged zombie games, you know what I mean? That's what it feels like. It doesn't even look like zombies to me. Like, I look at this and I don't see a zombies map. I'm gonna be honest with you, I just don't see a zombies map in this. This seems almost like a custom zombies map where they make everything super bright with the skybox and all that. Or it seems like where this is a multiplayer map and they just added zombies to it. Like, this could easily be a multiplayer map. Easily could be a multiplayer map. And that's what a lot of these zombie maps feel like to me. They just feel like multiplayer maps that have been expanded a bit. They don't feel like I'm really immersed in this experience. I'm on site in this location. Like, do you remember with Shadows of Evil? Like, you felt you were there. Shadows of Evil had a specific theme to it. It had that Cthulhu theme to it. From its wonder weapons, to its perks, to even the zombie types. You had Margwas, you had the parasites, you had the meatballs. They even had, instead of the monkey bomb, you had that little squid thing that you would shake up. You remember that? And it was these themes on each map that really set them apart from each other. They also had like a specific color palette to each one. With Shadows of Evil, the color palette was strictly like red and black. And it was that theme that really allowed that game to stand out, where each map just was completely different of each other. I feel like with this game, I just play on all these maps and they all just look the same to each other, and they're all pretty ugly. I'm gonna be so honest with you. They seem like such lifeless maps. Like, playing Terminus, playing this, playing the castle map, I don't feel the themes of those maps because we have all the same weapons. The zombies are all the same too. I don't know, their obsession with adding the same zombie type in every single map is pretty frustrating. And they're not even fun zombie types to go after. They're not fun at all. Some of them are just so frustrating to face. I just don't understand the logic with adding them to the game. Like the one that pulls you in and then hits you. Like, what is that about? It doesn't feel like they're trying to create a unique zombies experience, nor are they trying to really graphically make the maps different than multiplayer. Even in games where they didn't have the tech to go insane on the graphics, they still managed to do it. And quickly, this is what pisses me off with the box. I can't be turned around like this and use the box. I can't be looking this way and use the box. I can't be looking this way. I have to be looking directly at it. Go back and play Black Ops 3 or something, and that's not the case. I get it's a small thing to just dislike, but why is that removed? It just feels so clunky like that. So look, and then I hit the box. Where's the jingle? Where's the mystery box jingle? And also, it always feels like I get the same exact weapons all the time. I don't know why, but it just does. And I don't know what they did with this box, but that is not the mystery box that we're used to at all. It just feels like they have it there just because it's been in zombies and they don't intend to really expand on it. But as I was saying with the graphics, you know, I don't even think it's graphics. I think the more correct term would be art direction. There is a lack of art direction in zombies now, and in Call of Duty in general. And that lack of art direction is really hindering them. These maps are not distinct enough. The zombies are not distinct enough. You know, you look at Black Ops 1 and you can tell it's Black Ops 1. You look at Black Ops 2 and you can tell it's Black Ops 2. And you look at Black Ops 3 and you can tell it's Black Ops 3. With modern COD, I feel like they all just look the same now. They're not really trying to all be different. Like, sometimes I'll see gameplay in like multiplayer for this game. I'm like, I can't even tell what game they're playing. And speaking of all of them looking the same, what is up with having the same UI as multiplayer. Why is that the case? Now I get you can customize it, and I clearly have, because I've taken out the minimap and I've taken out the HUDs and all that stuff. But it still looks exactly just like multiplayer, even Warzone, with the armor plates and the colors next to the name and all that stuff, you know? I don't get why we can't go back to having a themed UI for every map. Remember Mob of the Dead that had a themed UI? Buried had a themed UI. Like, it's these small things that really make a zombies map. From the weapons, to the mystery box, to the UI, to this jingle that's non-existent now, to having that perk limit, and making you do side quests, or using a gobblegum to go past it. All of that is non-existent in the name of allowing you to camo grind, and it being simpler to play for casual people. And I'm not against advertising to casual people and wanting zombies to grow. Like, you should be doing that as a business, that's obvious. I think it's time maybe they split zombies into 2 modes. A casual experience that allows you to load in with loadouts and use these armor plates and do everything that you can do in multiplayer, and then give you a classic mode that's strictly exactly how zombies previously worked, with the point system, with having limited weapons, not every single weapon at your disposal, no more tiers, no more armor plates, no more salvage. I don't even like the idea of salvage. I don't see the point to it. I think too, something that I really dislike with modern zombies is the fact that they don't zombify things anymore. It's strictly taken from multiplayer or Warzone, and it's not given a twist to it. For instance, armor plates, same exact animation, same exact look, nothing's changed about it. We don't get riot shields anymore, and now instead we get armor plates. And you know, the zombie shield came from multiplayer. It was a riot shield, but it was specific to zombies because on the maps that it was available on, it was themed around that map. It had different abilities. Or like on the Der Eisendrache one, it had that metallic feel to it, and you could use it to dash. And then on Gorod Krovi, it had the dragon scales all over it, and you could use it to fire dragon's breath on them. Notice how it was completely different than the one in multiplayer. We don't get that anymore. Nothing is zombified. And on that topic, notice when I hit the mystery box, I got a score streak. I think I would be fine with these if, again, they were zombified. But why can I simply use a chopper gunner the same as multiplayer? Like, what is that about? Why is that not specific to zombies? Why has that not changed, you know? And why are these not buildables? Why are these something that you can just easily buy and pick up? I think when it comes to zombies, you should be able to build these types of things instead of just outright buying them and using them as if it's like a multiplayer game. You know, like with the airstrikes. What if instead of an airstrike, they, like, imagine they had this airstrike on Origins or Der Eisendrache. It would feel really out of place. So what if they just made it where it's like a panzer suit that flies across from you and it drops those bombs that they would drop? Like, what if it was like that and they just called it a panzer strike or something? Like, why don't they just do that? Why is it simply an airstrike just like in the other modes? And there's nothing different about it. Why is a chopper gunner not specifically themed to zombies? Why can I simply do this like I'm in multiplayer and just start shooting these zombies? Like, what is this all about? I feel like this is just not fun. I think it's these little things that I miss in zombies where you would find its multiplayer counterpart in here and you were like, oh my god, what does this do? And then it's like, it plays completely different. It gives you another unique experience. Oh, and it's so dissatisfying to have double points and not get those points just popping up until you kill a zombie. Like, oh my god, that's so annoying. And amidst all this complaining, I will give Modern Zombies a prop, and that's this. I can vault. Being able to vault over things, I think, is nice. That aspect does allow you to, like, be immersed into the map and use the map to your advantage. I'm fine with that, but everything else I'm not fine with. I think they could do a lot better, but they don't because they're already making enough money with a half-ass mode. And I'm sorry if that's disrespectful, but that's just how I see it. This is just a mode that does not care anymore. It's strictly there to boost sales. It's not there to tell a story. It's not there to engage audiences on a more intimate level. It's like, hey, you want to grind your camos against AI? Come do that in this game. And that's what Zombies has sadly become. And you can tell with all these maps, with a lot of them just not looking fun, I guess. I don't know if that's the right word. They just don't look cool. This just doesn't look cool. I just like, it's a super, super bright sky. It's just a regular town like this. It's different, I feel like, from Transit. Transit legit has a map called Town, and we all love that. And I think because the aesthetic of Town is vastly different than this. Even removing the lava, I think Town still looks a lot better than this. Maybe because it's at night, but it does feel like it's a zombified area. And I get this area is like that because it's supposed to be like, this just got taken over. It's freshly taken over. I get that. But we've had maps like Ascension, which were rocket launch sites, look infinitely better than this. You know, it was just a rocket launch site. There was nothing fancy about it. And yeah, it looked a lot better than the maps we're getting now. Even the castle map, I played it and I was like, this just doesn't look and feel good. Even the wonder weapons pissed me off because like you couldn't slice multiple zombies. And it was fun to upgrade them. I think it was nice. It was reminiscent of like upgrading staffs and all that stuff. But like, oh, see, look, I can't even grab that. That's so annoying. I have to be directly looking. That is so frustrating. I don't know why they've done that. If I'm the only one who's noticed that, man. Yeah, see, I just be getting the same weapons. Also, I'm kind of sick of these zombie variants all looking in that style. I'm really sick of all of them looking like that. I don't know why they've done that. It's just not a nice design. I'm gonna probably upgrade this, or maybe I'll use the box again. I need like a better weapon than this. I just don't like how they're just reusing everything for all the same maps, you know? So that's why when I play a castle map, I just don't feel like I'm on that castle map, because this castle map does not have a distinct feature to the other maps. So while it does have those 4 swords, even then the swords aren't really that fun. They're pretty lackluster, to be honest. Oh, and speaking of reusing things, why have they just absolutely just destroyed the Mangler? Oh, I loved him being unique to Gorod, and it was just so cool to see him on that map. And now he's on every single freaking map, and oh my god, it's just like, what is that all about? Why have we done that? Like, come on. It's just such a laziness, man. Yeah, see, previously in Zombies, I would not have been able to escape that. But jumping over allowed me, and I think that's cool. See, I don't hate everything. I just hate 98% of things. It's the drastic change in a lot of these features that they've done that just... I'm just confused on why they did that. What was the point? And another point that frustrates me is going to be right now. When I upgrade, it gives me the weapon like that. I liked putting my gun into a pack-a-punch machine, them cracking their knuckles, and then getting the weapon out there, and potentially even losing your weapon. Like, that risk was nice. You don't have that, and by the way, this pack-a-punch camo is absolutely atrocious. I think they've missed on every single pack-a-punch camo on this map, or in this game, honestly. They just don't look good. And they have 3 variants, just like recolored, and I just don't like how they did them. They don't feel unique to the maps. They don't have a specific vibe to them. They're just making camos to make them. Really, really sad to see how far we've fallen even in Pack-a-Punch camos. And I wish I could use this fire sale properly, but you can't even like just run and use, bro, you can't even just run and use the box. You have to just stand in front of it. And I'm gonna keep repeating that point because, like, bro, whose decision was that? Who thought to do that? What gun do we get now? My god, these... I feel like... I don't know why, just... Weapons now just do not... feel fun to use. They just don't. I think that's just an issue with modern COD in general, where... I feel like all the multiplayer weapons just... all kind of feel the same. There's... like, you remember on Black Ops 2 when... you could just use a pistol in multiplayer? And every weapon kind of had a cool name and a cool vibe to it. I just don't see that with modern COD. They all just seem the same. I don't know why. Yeah, but this is the weapon camo, and I just think this looks so ugly. You know what camo I really liked? On Revelations. I think they did great in that department. Those camos that you could get, oh, perfect. Oh, and then on Dreisendracht, the camos really did well because they fit that elemental theme that you would get with the bows. That's why things like that, I feel, really add to zombies. It was all those small little details that we would get that really made it. And one thing I haven't talked about is that field upgrades and all that stuff, I don't vibe with because you can use it right away. I like having to craft them, and I like each map having its own. How did... oh, what? Wait. I was about to say, I was like, what the hell? He doesn't even let you grab it. Having to craft all of that stuff gave you another objective on the map and let you know, hey, save a zombie, let me do this, stuff like that. It was just really fun. Having those little side objectives gave you something to do. Zombies just doesn't have that risk to it anymore. You just really gotta upgrade your weapons. But I guess I could buy this and go get Jug. Because, you know, in Black Ops 3 we had specialists, and the specialist weapons were different depending on the map. Like, the Giant gave you the pistol, like Seraph's pistol or something from multiplayer, and unfortunately they didn't really do anything different with that one. That was pretty disappointing. But then they gave you, oh, what was his name? The Ragnaroks. But I forgot the specialist names in multiplayer. They gave you the Ragnaroks, and that was specific to Horizon, and I believe it was in Revelations, wasn't it? And that was fun because I feel like that actually did fit the map, and you could use it differently with the shock variant of it, all that stuff. That was nice. And then you had in Zetsubou, you had the skull, and the skull was really cool to use. That was a nice specialist weapon. That really fit that map well. That was so perfect. And you had the masks in Black Ops 3, where certain masks gave you different power-ups, but it was like you had to like work towards it, you know? It's little stuff like that that I miss having to work towards. Just being handed everything is not fun. That's also why, a little off topic, but in like Black Ops 2, One of the things I really disliked about Black Ops 2 Zombies was the bank. So I really never used it. Just being able to store your weapon like in the fridge and then having a bank with so much money in it kind of defeated the purpose of zombies, and they never brought it back. And it wasn't even on all the maps because they knew just like, hey, that's not the style we're going for. We get you guys didn't like it. Now though, like, it's kind of crazy how we went from having a bank and zombies where you can store a weapon to use next game to now you just load in with your entire loadout, your field upgrade, your weapon for the game that you're probably gonna tier 5 and then pack a punch, your gobblegums. It's just so weird to see how the shift has focused, and that's largely because you know, they don't have the same people working at there anymore. Like Jimmy Zielinski isn't there anymore. Blundell isn't there anymore. A lot of the people who made Zombies special are no longer there anymore. And you just have people that are trying to cater towards making the most profit they can. So you really get that mundane and lackluster decisions being made rather than out of the box thinking, you know? And back then they weren't afraid to really just go back and say, alright, we get it, you guys didn't like this, we're gonna change it up. Now they're really adamant on certain features. Can I buy that? That's, oh, 4,000 I can. I think the first thing I would probably change in Zombies is probably the point system, and then the UI. Or maybe the UI first. I am a very visual person. For those who don't know, I'm an artist. I'm a photographer as well. And I love visuals. Seeing things that are aesthetically pleasing and really kind of soft on the eyes is something that I focus on and I appreciate in life. So when something's ugly like this, oh man, it's hard for me to play. Like for multiplayer, I feel like all the maps are pretty ugly and they don't even play well either, and it's hard for me to play multiplayer. That's like one of my main focuses for Call of Duty. It's like, hey, you better have good multiplayer maps, and they better look good. Better look good. They better play well. But unfortunately, multiplayer Black Ops 6, probably some of the worst maps I've ever seen in my entire life. I think I like Ghost maps more than it. I'm gonna be so real with you. That's such a hot take, but hey man, deal with it. Oh, you already know if this was like 2011, there would be a glitch to get up there. But yeah, this UI I think needs to change. I think they gotta go back to either just having a singular zombie specific UI or give us different UIs depending on the map. Like on the castle map, why was that not castle themed? Why was it not like a sword or something on the UI, or maybe make it like steel bars or something like that, you know? Why was that not given? On Terminus, you had all those like the gas and the tentacles and all that stuff, right? With the boss fight. Why did we not have like tentacles on the UI? I just don't get it. It's stuff, easy stuff like that could make or break it. What would you even do on this map? Like, what would you even do on Liberty Falls? I don't know. It feels like a very stereotypical American town, so you could do something like that. Something American themed. I don't know what that would be, but other than like the flag, but something. You know, give us something. And then the tomb. The tomb looked like a dig site. Why was that not themed to that as well? Also, that map sucks. I've played it a couple times. I feel like that map is just so... It's just there for no reason. I don't know why you bring up one singular wonder weapon instead of making something unique, or maybe changing it up and revamping it. What the a hellstorm? That freaking tomb map was so disappointing because you go into that place with the portals you know, the outside area. And I'm like, oh, is each one of these portals lead to something different? Like similar to Origins, where you would like, depending on which portal you went to, you would get a different like upgrade process or something? No, it was just, for some reason, they just had it connecting different areas of the map, even though it's a super small, it's super, super small. It just felt such like, I don't know. It felt like they were trying to channel Origins into that and really get people to want to play it. Because, oh my god, hey guys, look, this is Origins. And then it just didn't work like that. I don't know, it's just so odd, man. I'll use this box again. Oh, of course. These are a lot of the ideas and just thoughts that I've had for so long. And I'm like, I want to just almost have like a therapy session and just record myself playing this and just talking about it. Bro, I hate looking at that salvage. It's such an ugly icon. Oh my, bro, that's gonna make me crash out. I hate that, man. I really wish they would change that. You know what I miss? I miss when certain weapons changed drastically when you would pack a punch them. I believe this sniper does. Actually, no, it's not this sniper. The other one, the other sniper is like an explosive sniper. It's an explosive sniper, and I think that's really cool. I wish we would go back to where like some weapons would get a shotgun under barrel, some weapons would get grenade launcher. Oh shoot, I have not used this yet. Oh wow. Yeah, I missed that difference in some wonder weapons or some regular weapons that you would get. Like, remember, you would upgrade the AUG, and I believe it was the AUG that got the shotgun power up. The M16 had the grenade launcher. Some third burst weapons would become fully automatic. Some weapons would become dual wield. I'm sure they probably have that in this game. I haven't upgraded every single weapon, but I feel like it's not as prevalent as it once was. Let's go upgrade this and then see if we can exfil. I think let's do that. Because I feel like I've made a lot of my points across and probably repeated a bunch. But I don't know, do you guys think that there will come back to a point where we go back to classic zombies? Or maybe they'll release a classic mode? I feel like even if they release a classic mode, it's not going to be everything we want. It really isn't. Oh, this looks so ugly, man. Oh my god. This is so hideous. What even is this supposed to be, by the way? Ah, this looks like corn or something. Oh my god, the round change. I didn't even know this. Yeah, it's like they just cut corners around everything, it feels. Oh, remember when like some maps would have specific announcers as well? That was nice. That was really nice. And you would get all the theories about them. You know, I think that's a part that I really miss in zombies, and that's the theories. I miss the theorizing that we would have, and it would be like complete nonsense sometimes, but I think that was the fun in it. Like when you would see Hudson as a zombie in the Black Ops 1 loading screen and people would theorize about that, or you had the knocking box in the dressing room on Kino, and you would get so many theories like, oh, we're gonna get this in the next map, it's gonna be revealed who that, something stupid like that, you know? Or like, oh my god, the Black Ops 2 theories went crazy. Like, do you remember on Die Rise, we would see PhD on the other side, and it was them just trolling at us, but you had legit theory videos, speculation being made how the next zombie map is going to be the other tower in Die Rise. Or like Bus Route B. And yeah, Bus Route B was actually supposed to be a real thing, but I loved the theory to that. All those theories that we would get, all that passion that we had, oh man. And the reason why I feel like you don't get that as much nowadays again, this might be disrespectful to say, the people who make this game and who are in charge of the creative decisions with this game do not care as much anymore. That's just how it is. So it's like, all the theories we made, they're not plausible. It's not fun to theorize. But man, and like, oh, Shangri-La being on Mars. I'm pretty sure that ended up being true. Which, W us for theorizing that. But it really felt like back then, the community was very intertwined with like the developers. And we were almost writing the story together. And now it's just like, hey, this is what we're gonna give you. And this is what you're gonna accept. Complain all you want. Nah, we don't care. That's what it feels like to me, at least. Maybe I'm out of pocket for saying that, but it just feels like that to me. Yeah, all those theories, man, that was such a good time. Such a good time to be a Zombies fan. If you did not experience that, I am so sorry. Like, being a Zombies fan in that period of time, oh, such a golden age. I used to play, like, if it was like Black Ops 1 Zombies, I would like be playing that every day, and then I would, because I wouldn't buy the next game, because after Black Ops 1, I believe it was Modern Warfare 3, and I played Black Ops 1, multiplayer and zombies, up until Black Ops 2, and I did the same with Black Ops 2 up until Black Ops 3, and I did the same with Black Ops 3 up until 4. And like, I did buy Advanced Warfare, I bought Ghosts, but I didn't enjoy them as much. I didn't feel like that level of quality was there. And sadly now, even with Treyarch games, I don't feel that level is there anymore. Kind of crazy, like how the mighty have fallen, man. Is there even a good COD developer now? I think Sledgehammer might be the fan favorite now. They're like the underdogs. And I don't even know if it's Treyarch's decisions. Cause like from what I've read online, I think like the Modern Warfare devs, like Infinity Ward, are very stubborn. And they like things a certain way, which is why Modern Warfare 2 ended up the way it was compared to the year later Modern Warfare 3. But from what I've heard is that Activision likes to experiment with Treyarch because they know Treyarch are the beloved developers and they know that they're like, people are gonna accept a lot of things that Treyarch does. I believe that, but I feel like there has to be a lot of decision making that's just strictly on Treyarch, you know, like the point system, like the way Zombies operates now. I don't see an Activision dev like, hey guys, make it where they can't earn points anymore on just bullets. But it does suck to see that like Black Ops 6 really does not have a theme to it anymore. If anything, Call of Duty's theme now is just weed. Like the amount, like it's kind of weird. Like by the way, I don't care if you smoke. Like that's you, that's your life. I have nothing against it. I just find it so weird how obsessed they are with it. It's like they're trying to be cool and it's not working out. They're trying their damn hardest to appeal to the younger audience. And it's like, if you were gonna appeal to the younger audience, why are you doing weed? Do you like vape? It's 15,000 to upgrade, right? And then I think it's like 30,000. I think that's a lot, by the way. Okay, this one is more, it is better. This is definitely better on this gun. I don't mind that blue look. I think that orange is just atrocious. Man, I'm barely getting any points. That's so sad. Which I am using this. Obviously, if I was using something else, I would get something else, but... This is so OP against them. Oh my god. Ooh, alright. Let's go exfil. Let's go exfil. I only did this with 2 perks, too. I feel like Zombies doesn't have a lot of stakes anymore. So it's a fairly easy game to play. That's what it feels to me, at least. You can correct me if I'm wrong. Did I hit a nuke accidentally? Let's run! I think exfil is a cool part of zombies. I just wish it wasn't so, like, specific to, like, multiplayer and Warzone stuff, like with the helicopters. Like, there had to have been... Oh my god. There had to have been a way to do this differently, you know? Like, make it with... Oh, remember... what was it called? Like, imagine calling in the Cornorium or something like that. Oh my god. What the hell? I'm dead. Oh, I'm dead, I'm dead, I'm dead, I'm dead. How am I alive? How am I alive, bro? What the hell? I don't know how I survived. I mean, this gun is overpowered. Did we win? Oh, I didn't win. I didn't see a timer. Maybe I'm slow, but I didn't see a timer. That looks so AI generated, by the way. But that is everything. Well, not everything I had to say about zombies. I could probably talk for so much longer, to be honest. But that's everything that I've had to say for now. I really wish I could enjoy this more and like it like how you guys like it. I just don't. I just don't enjoy this play style. The way everything looks now, feels. The way it's just a focus on all of this crap. Like, this is a paid game, and we have event passes, battle passes. We're getting added 20 bundles a month. Like, that is just crazy. A paid game. Look at the store. It has what is this? Like this is the focus. This is what pisses me off. This is the focus now. Like, it honestly makes me sad to see this being the focus. Like, we're getting 20 bundles a month of just slop. Just pure AI slop. Like, what is this, man? Oh, you play as Mr. Peaks? Yeah, see, it's... Okay. If Black Ops 3 released today, they would have had you playing as Dr. Monty and the Shadow Man. You see what I mean with this type of stuff? It devalues the things you see in zombies as just another cash grab. Yeah, that's just so sad, man. Like, these Mastercraft bundles and whatnot, they have time to do all this for these weapons. You remember when, like, weapon camos were like $2? You remember in Black Ops 3 when they would have weapon camo events and we would get all the Pack-a-Punch camos to be able to use all across, like, multiplayer and whatnot? Like, that was so fun! But no, now we get a Tracer Pack Bully Tactical, a Mastercraft I Dead, an Ultra Skin Counter Max. This is $24, $28, $24, $30, $20, $24, $24. Like, I'm telling you, this is why they do this. This is why modes like zombies are so lackluster now and just so lifeless, is because they're making their money this way. They no longer have to produce a quality product anymore. They no longer have to try and just differentiate with everything and really give you a surreal experience where you feel that you're actually in it and that you're immersed into this game. They no longer have to do that. They just have to sell you pixels. That's all they have to do now. they have to sell you skins in a first-person shooter. And yes, I get it's there's third person and you can do that, but selling skins in a first-person shooter is crazy to me. Like this. Like weapon skins is one thing. Like, you know, CS:GO does that. Valorant does that. First person, that's fine. But like all of this stuff, man, like what is this? Ah, so sad. Hella fresh starter pack. You get him, 500 COD points. Bling bling. Scrub. You see the $5 packs every month, I think that's decent. I wish they would like allow you to use these skins across everything though. Like just having it as a blueprint really sucks, and it's just a way that they can gain more money from you. But like having a $5 pack where you get a skin and 500 COD points, cool. But just, oh man, the way this game operates now is just so frustrating. But that's the video. That's everything I had to say so far for now. If you've made it this far, I appreciate you guys watching. Appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day to just listen to me yap and just ramble on and honestly probably not make sense. But hey, let me know if you guys agree with anything I say, if you disagree with anything I say. But that's the video. That's just my opinions, my thoughts, my feelings. And yeah, I plan on making more content like this. So if you have any ideas, if you want to see me do specific things, let me know. But I will see you guys whenever next time is. Peace and love. You guys stay safe, have fun, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.